Hey, this week on This Is Gravel, the weather is scorching outside, so we talk, what else? Camping. Camping overnight when it's nice and cool. A little Q&A. See you soon. Hi, this is Gravel. I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Neil Taylor.
And I like to point at people. How are you doing? Neil, what'd you do this week?
This week I rode my bike a lot, finally, after DK. A whole month after DK, I didn't ride my bike at all. And then I finally decided...
Why didn't you ride your bike?
I don't know. Sometimes after DK, you just don't ride a whole lot. And so there was about a 28-day stretch where I did maybe less than 100 miles.
28 days?
Where I did less than 100 miles total. I mean,
Okay.
I rode a couple times, but nothing long. And then here in the last...
So you did like 25 miles a week?
Give or
for 28
take.
days?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then this past week, I think I did about 130 miles. So,
over the week?
Yeah, over
Nice.
the past 7 days. So
How'd it feel?
felt awesome. It was
good to be
nice
back
to
on
get
the
back. Yeah, it was so nice to get back out. It did suck that I got stung by a bee on the 4th of July. I was riding along west of Americus, and a bee flew down my jersey, stung me right here on my sternum.
While you were riding? While
I was riding. And I've had like bugs fly in, they
Yeah.
bite you, pinch you, whatever. Man, this felt different. It popped me hard there. I just grabbed and squaz and then
Squaz? I've never heard the word squaz before. That's a new word.
Squaz.
Squaz. Okay.
Squeezed.
Squeezed. Swaz.
Pinched the bee really hard back.
Yeah.
And
did you kill it?
I did.
Sorry.
Yeah, I felt bad, but he stung me, man.
Well, is it true that... Because I've seen the Bee movie, right, with the kids.
Yes.
I don't remember what the movie's called. Is it called the Bee movie?
Yeah, there's a
It's
bee
called
movie. Yeah.
Okay. When a bee stings you, the bee dies.
It is not, because I found that out because
So that whole movie's a lie?
I pinched him really hard with this hand first, and then I came in with this hand as well, and you can actually see there on my finger where he got my finger.
Got you again.
Yeah, he got me again. And so I actually...
And it wasn't a wasp, it was a bee.
It was a bee, and so I pinched him really good again, and looked down in there, and he was still twitching, so I gave him one more last pinch.
I'm going to ask, we have a good friend, Trey Harrison, who is like an encyclopedia of everything in the world. Trey, could you text me afterwards and let me know, are there any really true breeds of bees that die after they sting you?
I heard wasps and hornets do, but bumblebees do not.
See, I thought wasps did. So,
yeah.
But that's why we're not. This is wasps.
This is not wasps.
Right,
this is gravel.
This is gravel. And
yeah.
so you made it through the ride.
Made it through the ride. Yeah, stopped for a little bit. Made sure that I didn't get any weird reaction or anything.
Did it slow you down? Did it speed you up?
I thought I was gonna get superpowers for a little bit. Didn't work out.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you got superpowers, then we'd have something we could market.
Yes.
Okay, but you did not.
No. Instead, I just got back on the bike, rode the last 12 miles home.
Okay.
It itched and it hurt for a while, but
yeah. Well, it sounds like
I haven't had a bee sting since I was like 11, and I'm a lot older than that right now. So it was really kind of an interesting thing. But did that. Let's see. I've been out bikepacking.
You went out bikepacking?
Yeah, a couple weekends ago.
On the single speed?
On the single speed.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing that again here this coming weekend. So been having a lot more fun. Finally getting out and actually utilizing my bike again.
Yeah. Well, cool. Good.
So, Bobby, what have you been doing?
See, I always wait and I always relish the moment you actually ask that because I don't listen to anything you say, but I have lots of stuff that's building up in my head about what I want to talk about. So when that moment comes, I'm on it. So I did catch the bee thing, though. I did listen to the bee part. That was really good. I've been bikepacking a lot also.
Awesome.
So, I went right back into riding after DK. I took maybe a week off. And, I've been riding quite a bit again. A little bit less focused on my rides and a little bit more just enjoying it. And instead of the structured interval training that I was doing a lot of in the spring, much to Dave Sheik and Carmichael's chagrins, I haven't been sticking to my training like I wanted to do. but I've been doing a lot of fun rides and a lot of hard rides still, just kind of my own distance and my own pace. But it's been fun. I did go bike packing last weekend. Apparently it's a thing.
It is.
Bike packing's a thing. I had no idea that bike packing was so popular, but it's a thing. So I went bike packing. I bought all the expensive bike packing stuff because I wanted the most cush bike packing adventure there was. Yeah, I still didn't sleep. So apparently you can buy the nicest, lightest weight bag. You can buy the nicest, lightest weight tent. You can buy the padded bed liner roller thingy, sleeping on her thingy. But it doesn't stop you from hearing the joggers jogging by at 1:30 a.m. on gravel. The hiccup guy, producer Matt was with me. We had a hiccup guy who came, about 3 o'clock. He hiccup burped like every few steps, which is really weird. It's kind of like my kids when they're trying to like burp out the alphabet and they got to stop and take a breath and keep going. That's what the hiccup guy was like. And that was about 3 a.m. I'm older now. So once you wake up, you got to go to the bathroom because you can't go back to sleep until you go to the bathroom. Once you wake up, you start thinking about it. You think, you know what? I'm going to go back to sleep. I don't have to go to the bathroom. I control me. 30 minutes later, you're like, I got to go to the bathroom. So then you got to get out. You got to get in the wet grass. You got to come back. You got to take off the shoes. The furry slippers get really wet and matted when you wear them out into the wet grass at night. I had nice
furry slippers.
Yeah.
Bike camping experience.
Yeah, for my bike camping. And apparently those get wet. And once those get wet, it's really hard to get those dry again. So,
are you telling me you were the one that got up like 4 times in the middle of the night wandering through there?
Yeah, but I wasn't the hiccup guy. That was somebody else.
So he says.
I was just the wandering gravel guy at midnight, 1 a.m., 3:30. So back to the beginning. Apparently, I don't camp well. But I'm going to keep trying, and we'll keep giving it a shot. Hopefully next time we camp where there's a hotel nearby. Because that way, if 2 a.m., if I'm still tired, I can go to the hotel. So anyway, that's my experience in bike camping. In a few weeks, the fall kicks up.
Yep.
And we're going to be all going all kinds of bike races and bike adventures. Next week, we're still going to be playing a little slow, right? We have a 3-day bike packing coming up this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend, 3
Are you going to go on that?
Plan on going on that. I think we're going to talk about that here a little bit later, maybe.
Okay.
But looking forward to it. But then, as soon as we turn around here, I mean, we're a month away from Gravel Worlds.
That's crazy.
That's coming up quick. And then, all the fall races, too. So can't wait.
Can't wait. Matt is, waving this little Q&A thing at us. So apparently we're going to talk about some Q&A things today. Matt surprised us with this as we walked in. So I think this will be a lot of fun. I'm going to flip it open and just ask a question.
It's kind of scary.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right. See, you can tell what Matt's been doing by the questions that he asks. So, and plus, I think he's wanting to put us on the spot because he has found our weakness. Okay, Neil.
Yes.
How many times or nights have you actually gone bike packing? See, there you go. So one time in your entire life.
Yeah. Now, see, the thing is, one time, obviously, yes, with the bike.
First of all, in the essence of this question, just what's bike packing?
I mean, riding my bike out, obviously, to a campsite, riding with all the gear and everything on it. And
did you have any gear? I heard about this.
I was going to say, yes. My one night of bike packing was, I would say, I'm a minimalist as it is in life anyways.
You're lazy.
That too.
Yeah.
I made the choice.
The question is how firm do you like your mattress?
Yeah. How firm do you like the mattress?
Pretty hard. Kind of like a nice, solid piece of wood. That's a good mattress. Yeah, I didn't.
You might want to explain what's going on here.
Okay, yeah. So the first night,
briefly.
I didn't know if I wanted to go bikepacking or not. I used to go camping as a child a lot, even in rough situations, rough areas. Very rustic. But yeah, I just said, 30 minutes beforehand, let's go. So. Got a couple things loaded up. Not a tent, because who needs tents when they're going?
Truly a couple things.
Yeah, truly like 5 or 6 things. Like basically what I would take on like a 60-mile ride.
Okay.
And so no tent, no pillow, no sleep pad, no sheets.
Would it be better to ask what did you take?
It might. A couple peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Took those with me.
Okay, can you call it bike camping if you take no gear? At that point in time, is it just riding your bike and then slumming it somewhere?
Being a hobo, sleeping on a picnic table?
So is that bike camping, though?
hanging out with people, sure.
Okay, let us know. Is that truly bike camping if you don't take anything? Okay, so go ahead.
Who needs gear? Yeah, so anyways, one time, went out there.
How did it work out? Did you like it? You slept on the bench, right?
Okay, so weather was supposed to be a little bit nicer than it was.
Yeah.
Instead, a storm rolled in, and it
storm?
rained pretty much all night. And
Yeah.
so when it brought that storm in, the temperature also dropped from about the 90, 92 that we had in the day to down in the 60s. And it got quite cool. Thankfully, a friend, Kerry Moyer, thank you very much, had a sheet that
he said you took
tossed
the large
my way.
one.
Dude,
and
no,
you left
he
him
gave
the small
me
one, and Carrie's about 6'4". So I've heard about this from other people. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Carrie,
go ahead.
first of all, Carrie gave
It's all
me,
about you.
gave me the large sheet. I did not ask for the large sheet. He gave me the large sheet because he's a very nice
Is it a sheet or a
individual.
tarp?
It was a straight up sheet.
Okay, he keeps saying
plan,
tarp.
Well, no, his plan was he was going to build basically a lean-to right over the
Okay.
edge of a tree. But with the rain coming through, he said,
Still
you
a
know
long
what,
answer.
not a good idea.
Yeah.
It is a long answer, but you keep asking more questions, adding on to it, so I answer those questions. And so, yeah, he decided that wasn't a good idea. So, thankfully, there were 2 picnic tables, and we didn't have to share 1 picnic table. That would have been kind of weird. But, yeah, he handed me the big sheet, and yes, he definitely had the small blanket. And I'm not going to lie, I looked over once or twice and saw him with it and felt kind of bad, but also knew the moment I took off the other sheet, I might go into shock. And so,
You might get cold.
yeah. But as soon as I woke up, because I had to get up early to ride the bike back for church on Sunday morning, I gave him the big sheet, so he was able to sleep with that for a while.
So he got about an hour of sleep. Probably.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So, how about you, Bobby? How many times have you...
Okay, well, let's say I have camped out after riding the bike. I think it's been 3 times now. And one was a multi-nighter, but it was kind of... per my style, it was more glamping. The multi-nighter included riding back into town to eat out at Dairy Queen and get ice cream that evening, and waking up the next morning and going in town to the local restaurant and eating biscuits and gravy breakfast. But
That's still very much bike.
is it still bikepacking? Okay, so yeah.
See, if that's bikepacking, then so is sleeping on a picnic table with no gear. Just saying. Just saying.
But I did carry all the gear, in between campsites. I did set up everything, and I enjoy everything except I guess apparently I'm a light sleeper, or I haven't figured out the sleeping thing yet. Being comfortable at night. Everything else, honestly, I do enjoy it, but yeah, definitely need to work on actually sleeping at night.
Yes.
So, okay.
All right, so next question here that Matt's throwing our direction is, why do you bike pack?
I bike pack because everyone else is going bike packing, and I don't want to be left alone sitting at home looking at Facebook and all the pictures out there. I mean, you know how depressing it is to be sitting at home and thinking, you know what, I've rode my bike, did pretty good. Oh, look at it, they're having more fun than me. I should go bike packing. No, I like the idea of going out on a multi-day journey with a couple buddies and not having to be back at a certain time or whatever and just chilling for the weekend. I like the idea of it. I'm not very good at it yet, and so I'll have to practice more on it. I like the idea of going out and doing, the Arizona Trail. I like the idea of going out to Colorado and going on a trail for 500 miles and being able to do that. But the reality of it is I'm not there yet. So,
No, I said when I grew up, I liked camping a lot. Well, I went camping a lot with the family. Not with bikes usually, obviously. We take the car and have a tent and set up a tent in the middle of the woods and camp away. So it's nice to kind of get a little bit of that, get some experience again at that, so that hopefully here in maybe a few years my kids can join me on these trips. I know that Adam and I think Bobby down in Stillwater are talking about having a youth-oriented bikepacking trip coming up, and so it might be a pretty cool thing to try to get at least my daughter out on. I just like being on my bike. I like being around people that enjoy being out on their bikes. Sure. It was cool to ride out to a place and just hang out for the night.
Oh, yeah.
And not feel this stress of let's all get out there like on some of our group rides and hammer out 18 mile an hour as fast as we can. We took it casual, took it slow. We rode a pretty chill, about a 12 mile an hour pace.
Yeah.
Didn't leave anyone behind and stopped and ate sunflower seeds and a bunch of other snacks. I had an apple in my back pocket, and just every time we stopped, we'd all eat whatever people had, jerky, other things, and rolled on, enjoyed it.
Right.
So
the camaraderie behind it and getting out there. And,
it's more about the community.
And involving the family in it, sounds like. So
yeah,
that's very cool.
That'd be cool.
All right. All right. Matt, you're going to have to elaborate on this one. All it says is, what's your kit?
What do you take with you camping?
Okay. Well, we kind of brushed up on that a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll hit this one short.
Other than Neil's, nothing.
Nothing. Right.
Okay, so it's going
Right.
to change this time
Right.
around. First of all,
Okay.
it will
'Cause
be
you're
changing.
going this weekend.
Yes, going this weekend.
Okay. So what did you learn, and what are you taking this week?
There will be a tent that will be
Okay.
coming.
A tent is involved.
As much as I have slept on picnic tables as a younger individual, at 37, almost 38, picnic tables don't do the back quite as well.
Okay.
Sleeping was a bit more difficult, so a tent will be coming. Maybe a light, just little pad to sleep on. I don't really intend to bring anything too big.
Okay.
Pillow? I'll bring my own sheet. Pillow, I'm contemplating. I actually used my hydration pack this past time as a pillow. Had it full with fluids, but drank it probably left it about 3/4 full, and it was awesome as a pillow. And so, do I need to carry extra gear when I can just rest my head on my hydration pack? So I'm contemplating that back and forth a little bit. I definitely want to make sure that I bring some food that I enjoy.
Sure.
So,
What kind of food?
I want some sugary goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, just some snacks.
gonna be hot.
Or I don't care. We're gonna be out at the lake chilling.
Okay. I'm just saying, it's
Have
got to
some
be to
fun.
be able to survive the heat from all day
It'll
bikepacking.
get out
Like
there.
Hershey's bars would not work.
No.
Yeah, you'd have to drink that out of that. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Some sugary goodness. I don't know what. I just want some self treats, good things like that. How
you-
about you? What's your kit, man?
Yeah. So the reality is I actually do have good stuff, and it did work well on my bike. Now I think my bike probably weighed 60 pounds this weekend, but my Bear
You ride
Grease.
the- yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
I ride the fat bike when I go bikepacking. I like. It's a comfy ride, and I can load it down. I even, I had a lawn chair with me. There's, it's the foldable Heliox lawn chair, but had one of those. And I got to say that what most of the world calls aero bars, and I happen to like the term casual bars a little bit better. Having those on the fat bike on a bikepacking trip, I can hang a lot of stuff off of that bar. I can hang my tent rollers up there. I have the lawn chairs up there, and it's all secured tight, and none of it's in my way, nothing swinging. It's perfect. So, yeah, I have all that stuff. I have the bed pad, pretty much everything that you think of when you think of glamping. Because let's face it, that's a term that probably applies to me. I have stuff to wash off at the end of the night. I have stuff to, file my nails with. I have stuff to, what do they call it, a little manicure type deal when I'm sitting around the campfire at night. Yeah, I have all
Zebra
that
cakes?
stuff. So, I don't pack zebra cakes. Zebra cakes don't pack
You don't think they
travel
pack
well.
very well?
What you end up with is a weird, squishy mess that could best be described as possibly an undercooked zebra pancake.
Nice.
It is not good. You can squeeze it out of the tube. So zebra cakes are better left at home. Or in the case of if there is a Casey's at the end of the Jersey
So you guys had
journey, you can buy your zebra cakes at the Casey's. Right. You don't actually bring them with you. You buy them at the place. So anyway, okay, let's go with ultimate trips in the future. Are we getting away from bikepacking, or are these ultimate bikepacking trips? Okay, these are bikepacking trips. Ultimate bikepacking trips in the future.
If I
This
do,
is a bikepacking heavy episode all of a sudden
Yeah.
here, and I wasn't even aware that I bikepacked until a couple days ago. But
I've done it
okay.
once. If you call again, what I did.
So you guys are getting ready. Yeah, so I like this point of view. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so obviously if I do enjoy this, this weekend will be a little bit more of a test, going out, multiple nights and seeing if this is something I enjoy. I'd maybe like trying to do, I know there's the Trans South Dakota, which is kind of like a race
Okay.
/ you camp out there. And,
Sure, but there's a map out there. You can
Yeah.
go ride it if you want to just go ride it.
but maybe ride something like that. You mentioned, going and riding like Colorado or something.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be awesome too.
Right.
Just going and seeing some of those places. I know producer Matt's done Katy Trail. It'd be cool to go with a group of guys and rock out Katy Trail. I think some of our buddies, I think Brad might be trying to plan a trip across either Kansas or the U.S. on gravel.
Nice.
I mean, it's getting away for a little bit longer amount of time, and got to keep the wife happy.
What's the longest you would want to be away from at this point in your life?
At this point in life, probably what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah,
3 days,
probably
4
3
days.
days.
At most. As the kids get older.
Yeah, you got a pretty
84
busy,
right
active
now.
family life and everything.
But as the kids get older,
yeah,
I would love to be able to say, sayonara, see you guys in 2 weeks,
Right.
type thing. So, how about you, Bobby?
ultimate trips is a hard word because basically I'm up for about anything. But if I was to say right now that a realistic ultimate trip in my near future, I would say doing a 5-day trip. And really, I would love to do that across any non-paved terrain. I have some friends that are maybe doing it across northern Nebraska here later in the fall. I know you get up there in the Badlands a little bit. That would be beautiful. Colorado obviously would be beautiful. If I wanted to, if you made me sit here right now and say, pick something you want to do for 5 days, I'd say I'd probably go look at a map of the Tour Divide, and I'd pick a section that I could do drop off, pick up over a 5-day period. More of a 60 to 80, maybe 90 mile day kind of thing. And I would map that out, and I would do that because for a lot of us, we have a lot of friends, especially now and in the near future, who are doing that type of ride. So a lot of the photos and the pictures that I'm seeing are coming from that area. Yeah. And, Pie Town. Yeah. Okay. I would love to visit someday. I don't want to drive into Pie Town and have pie. I want to ride into Pie Town and ride out. And so to me, that would be something that would be in the middle of a trip like that. Yeah. So that would be a realistic trip right now. So next year, I am realistically thinking of taking Carrie and maybe going to Iceland. Okay, if I'm there, I would love to do a 3 or 4 day little ride out in Iceland. So yeah. So anyway.
Okay. Matt's last question. Would you encourage others to try? And I'm assuming bikepacking is what we're talking.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I encourage you to try anything in the world. If you've never had a Pepsi, try a Pepsi. Yeah. I'm just saying, try stuff. So no, maybe not. Maybe I'll retract that a little bit. Thanks, Matt, for that.
Might be some things we don't want to try
for that visual over there. No, would I encourage other? Okay, let's get back to bikepacking. Yes. I would encourage you to give bikepacking a try. I know what we have already done. Matt's still laughing. What we have done a couple of times is had basically supported bikepacking for an overnighter, and that allows you to dip your foot in it, if you will, and start very slow. All you got to do is bike and just bring in something to camp in. Yeah. Everything else is provided for you. So yes, I would encourage you to at least try it. Yeah, obviously. So you might be the next person to do the Tour Divide.
Exactly, yeah. I'd encourage people to do it. And one, I think it gets some folks out of their comfort zone. Again, I grew up camping, like I say, in rustic areas, so it doesn't bother me even trying to sleep on, a picnic table.
Right.
I was comfortable with the idea of doing that. I'd be comfortable sleeping in a hammock underneath the trees. I mean,
as long as there's no bugs. I can't have any bugs.
Depending on the bug situation. But yeah, get out of your comfort zone. Do something. I mean, if you haven't been out and tried camping, I mean, realistically, probably a lot of folks that ride bikes haven't even gone out and camped. So throw your love of biking with something that you don't know, camping, and get out and do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yes, we do.
Absolutely.
All right. So I saw, as always, which I like saying as always when it comes to this, we get a ton of pictures from your adventures throughout the week. Matt loves going through those pictures and throwing them up there on social media for us. So let's see where you've been, let's see what you've done, and thanks for sending them in.
Hey, thanks Bobby and Neil. We do absolutely have a ton of social media live on Gravel Guru. First up, we've actually got a photo of Neil. Neil was getting his wife Brandy out on her first gravel ride ever. Congrats, Brandy. Addison was out riding near Lincoln, Nebraska, getting in the miles before Gravel Worlds. Josh got in 75 miles of great Iowa gravel from Cedar Falls to Fayette. Aaron went out on a sub-24-hour bikepacking trip at the Maxwell Game Preserve. Said it was their first ever bikepacking trip. Roy Cran sent in this photo from the Manistee National Forest in Michigan with Andy Thompson. Took a whopping 11 hours to do 100 miles due to conditions like this. Wow, that looks tough, Roy. Bobby Smith rode north of Del Norte, Colorado on part of the Tour Divide Trail. It's definitely a different kind of gravel, he says. Mary sent in this photo of a gorgeous part of northern New Mexico. John was out pack rafting in Pennsylvania. Robin took in 110 kilometers on Canada Day of mixed terrain in southern Ontario, 100-degree heat and crazy high humidity. And finally, we've got this great photo of Steve Cannon out riding in Esther Dome, Alaska. Thank you to everybody that submits photos using the hashtag ThisIsGravel on all of our social media.
All right. Thanks, guys, for those pictures. Speaking of pictures that are awesome, see that one right there?
Just because it has you in it?
It does. It has me in it, but it also has my wife. She
Okay,
got a
that
bike
is
this
awesome.
past week, and so part of the pictures that are out there, hopefully Matt will show that one, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, I got a half thumbs up, so cool. But it was awesome getting her out there on the bike. She's gone out now like 3 times. In the 3 days she's had her bike, she's gone out 3 times and ridden each day, and so she is
Did
in
she tell you to
love.
make sure that you said her name on the show
No,
today?
I haven't said her name yet. I said
Okay.
my wife.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I think she might get embarrassed if I said Brandy. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that might really embarrass her. But no, she's it's exciting seeing her out there. It's exciting seeing other people, like you say, photos too. You mentioned the folks on Tour Divide. Awesome pictures that we've been seeing out there. Like I mentioned with myself earlier, I slowed down after DK. Seeing other people riding helps motivate to get back on. So if you guys are out there and you're riding and you still got it through the summer months, share those photos. Tag them, This is Gravel. You can tag myself, Minister of Gravel, or Bobby, Casual Cyclist. We want to see what you guys are doing, so make sure that you're sharing those photos with us, and we will see you guys next week.
Next week.
Next week.